Okay, namaste, beautiful beings.
Namaste.
Welcome to our monthly satsang of Purple Eagle Tribe. Today's topic is foundations, and we'll be taking you on a journey, on our own spiritual journey, different practices that have served us on our own spiritual journey, and we'll be sharing different sacred readings from spiritual teachers and masters that we follow and have really supported our journey. And the foundations will probably take a series. We'll be working on the foundations for a few of our calls. And we're really we want to be working together to establish a strong foundation for spiritual practice, spiritual development, and the awakening of each of us and each of our paths.
Yeah.
And we're choosing to honor our beloved Guru, Majaya Sati Bhagavati, who is the Guru of Kashi Ashram in Sebastian. We will be sharing a few practices from her lineage that are just so profound and really fully aligned with our vision and our mission of the spiritual practice and development that we want to share with all those who feel called to spending an hour Sunday evening connecting and going deeper into their spiritual practice.
Yeah. And these practices of foundation, really, I can speak for me personally, when deeply working with the yogic lineage of Kashi Ashram and of Majaya, through any challenges in life, and there were plenty, and there have been since. And there are times when I notice that when I get here's the practice in the center, right? And I get a little bit in a distortion or pulled over here into stress of finances or stress of health, or stress of relationship or stress with parenting or, any number of any stress, anything that isn't this spaciousness of creation, this peace within self. Coming back to the simplicity of the practices, like Krishna Das also talks about. If everybody's not familiar with Krishna Das, anybody not familiar with Krishna Das, raise your hand. Okay, cool, everybody. Oh, you're not Sergio. So Sergio, Krishna Das also follows the guru that actually was the guru from Majaya named Neem Karoli Baba. And Krishna Das, he went over into India on his path, and part of the thing too, I'll actually share it in a platform we're going to be sharing later on. He shares that he went from being a regular dude in upstate New York doing the thing, and then he felt this calling of there's got to be something more. My heart feels hollow or dry. I don't really feel emotion. Sometimes I feel a little numbed out. And he went over into India, and they named him Krishna Das. And Krishna is also, music, playing the flute. And there's just keep chanting. And this is back in the 60s. And so he resisted. He said it sounded like a squeaky wheel, this chanting. His voice wasn't quite there. Now he's got this deep, grounded voice. And for me personally, anytime I listen to Krishna Das, it's just this grounding space. It's very simple. It's not overly complex in its music. It's a Sanskrit mantra. And the reason I share that is in his practice to bring him back to his heart. And he shares this on his Facebook all the time. If you follow him, he's like, whenever you're in scarcity, whenever you're in poverty mindset, whenever you're in jealousy, whenever you're in resistance, whenever you're in whatever, come back to the chanting. And you cannot, if you chant over and over and over enough times, a space is created. So some of these foundational practices we get into is for that. And there's an integration. Reason we're starting early on in our satsang with foundations, to take some of these practices along with each one of us, and even reminders for us too. When we tuned into it, I'm like, oh my gosh, look at all that space that just got created. But there's all these emails to do, and we got to and tomorrow, and I got to get set out. I'm a guy that sets out my clothes the night before. I've been doing it since 2 years old, Mom. Like my outfit's like hung up because I like to be efficient. But I noticed that in that it's like an automatic, and the peace maybe isn't there. So giving these times and space to be able to get into chanting or breathing or asana yoga postures, or just a time to unplug and leave the phone inside and go sit outside, whatever it may be. That's what's the calling to this early on in this satsang series, is to find these foundational what we call them gems, as they would be called in the yogic lineage.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the intention is to find that the divine, right? To connect. These practices will help us to connect with the divine in whatever form that calls to you and resonates with you. And I know for myself, the divine wasn't always present for me. And once I had an experience of God, of spirit, the universe, my life really changed. And even though I do deal with stresses in life, and uncertainty and waves of grief and sadness, there is a general contentment that I live with, and a peace in my heart that just carries on from day to day. So that's really the intention for the satsang, is to create that opportunity to share and have perhaps a taste of a spiritual connection that either, if you already have a spiritual connection, it helps to go deeper. And if you haven't had a spiritual connection, perhaps this could be the beginning of that beautiful journey, so that you can experience more peace, more joy, more connection, and just overall ease in life. And I think we can probably all agree, based on the current state of affairs of the world, having peace is something that can really support and help us.
And one little thing I'd like to share, we're kind of in this flow as we get into these satsangs. There are some things we ground into that we're sharing with you, but also there's nuggets that come through in the moment. But wherever, in any of these teachings or any satsang at all, sometimes if somebody says God or goddess or guru or Krishna, feel free to insert whatever that divine is for you into those spaces. If you notice any resistance, just call it, it could be the Holy Spirit, it could be the Great Spirit, it could be the universe, whatever that is that allows the little chatter to say, okay, I'm safe here. Like even though they're saying the mother or the father, sometimes that can bring up resistance based on different religions that we all grow up with, right? So feel free to let that just sort of melt away and find whatever that truth is within yourself. And over time, what we've noticed is that we end up being like, okay, I found the God within me. Now, when somebody says God, I don't think about, this man with the big long beard who's pointing the finger on Judgment Day. I find everything. That's my own personal. But it took a little time to get from that to this, so feel free to just, if you notice any resistance from the receiving, find that space within yourself.
Yes, beautiful. And I'll add from our first satsang or launch, we spoke about the spiritual path, and we also mentioned the mother, which is essentially the divine or the feminine face of God. And I know for myself, that was huge when I connected to the feminine face of God, because I didn't know. I grew up Catholic, so I have that background, and didn't really have a connection with the God the Mother. And but when I connected to God the Mother, the Great Mother Goddess, it just, everything shifted. So a lot of the practices that our Guru Majaya shares speak about the mother. So we will be sharing about that today. So if this is new for you, beautiful. For me, it's really important to speak about the goddess, the mother, the Great Mother, just because she has been, for so many years, she's been hidden, buried, and I think it's time for that awareness, for that remembering to come out again. And this is one of the reasons why I connect, or we connect, to the lineage of Kalinatha yoga, which is the yoga that was taught by Majaya. And both Adam and I had an opportunity to do the training and be initiated into.
Mm-hmm. And in one final thing before we move and open up the space for a beautiful song from Brother Johan is that the Kali Natha, the Nathas, there's like a story where somebody was writing, they're like, we saw these humans, these forms up on, I think it was like on a beach, doing these different postures, and didn't know what this was. But there's a, yoga goes back thousands of years. The science of yoga, the technology, and been adopted currently in the Western world, that we move into all these postures and breathe and notice any stiffness within our bodies and things. And then at the end of the yoga practice, it's usually everyone's favorite, the shavasana. We get to lay on our mat and take a little spiritual nap. But what it is preparing the body to actually meditate, because the Western mind is so active. But when we're standing on one leg and breathing at the same time and working not to fall over, and there's Sanskrit and there's some incense in the air, it just allows a moment to come in. And the Kali Nathas, the story is that Shiva handed down these teachings directly to the Natha. So it's like ancient, like source of the yoga. And there are books and books and books on the different postures, and each one of the postures in and of itself is a mudra that unlocks different things. And you can work with Kali Natha yoga to call in or release or heal different parts of ourselves. And we'll be sharing that through along the Satsang series, I'm sure. But I just wanted to share that this is like a super ancient technology that's brought into words and practices that are very simple, that is still accessing that sacred source.
Yes.
And that's the kind of the behind the scenes of what's going on there.
Yes, and it's actually been said that the Kalinatha is yoga of the divine feminine. Mm-hmm. It works a lot with, Kali, the Hindu goddess Kali, and also different deities, Lakshmi. So it's just so beautiful. I really fell in love with that when I learned about Kalinatha yoga.
Yep.
So without further ado, we would love to introduce our musical guest today, our dear brother Johan. And
Johan Dano. Dano. You can go ahead and Johan's got a beautiful song that we were able to hear. It's just like, I think everybody in the room was just like this for a while, because it's just so beautiful. So we were like, Johan, you feel like doing something, and here he is all set up, honoring the space so much. Thank you,
yes,
Johan.
Thank you so much, brother, for sharing your beautiful gifts.
I appreciate you both. Thank you for everything and for sharing. And I was just getting my voice warmed up a little in between and making it sound good, but I was listening to everything you said and just learning a lot. Like, I'm really grateful to walk this path with both of you, and grateful to connect to all of you, have you in my life, and all of us just, help each other walk this path in a lighter way so we can enjoy the ride together instead of worrying so much about where we're going. Some days will rain, other days will shine. Sometimes I don't know how to clear my mind. Try to get back, place on a feeling time. Try to remember when things were always easier when your heart knocks your head. But I don't know how we're gonna find our way back from all these things that have been holding us down. Now I see. Mother Mary, can you carry me? 'Cause I can't keep carrying this weight alone. Can't keep doing everything by myself. I can't do everything on my own. Mother Mary, can you save me from the person I've become? 'Cause I'm done, 'cause got plenty and they ain't worried about the many. But I find my way between the kindness of strangers every day. And I know we're gonna find our heart between this rain and these stars. Learn to love and heal your scars. Find our way through the dark. So Mother Mary, can you carry me? Cause I can't keep carrying this weight alone. I can't keep doing everything by myself. I can't do everything on my own. Mother Mary, can you save me from the person I become? Cause I'm done living this way. So can you find your light in the darkest of days? Can you find your heart between lies in a maze? Can you realize that between love we can be saved? Just let your heart lead, letting guide the way. So Mother Mary can carry me, cause I can't keep carrying this weight alone. Can't keep doing everything by myself. I can't do everything on my own. Mother Mary, you have saved me. Now I know that I choose love. So you know. Cheers, guys.
Beautiful, brother. Thank you. Mother Mary.
That was amazing.
Oh.
I'll just say that in person, and that will be coming forth as the kirtan series, or I'd say kirtan, interestingly enough, but there will be a time where satsang will be both live streamed, and we'll figure out the technology of that, and in person. And we were just chatting about that a little before, but like the music in person and then doing some call and response and joining in is like coming forward. Thank you so much, Johan. You have any upcoming dates or anything you want to share before we move on?
Pretty much what we were talking about, which is when we have this series, there'll be another live show coming up in Lake Worth. And then I have a show locally on the 7th, but Johan to know. It's up online anywhere. Just keep in touch. I'm about to record a bunch of new songs, and we'll have intimate shows and online. So if you follow along, you can be part of the process, online or live. I'd love to have you guys join us.
Awesome.
Amazing. Thank you so much, brother.
Yeah.
Love you guys.
Yes, love you too.
Wonderful.
And so beautiful what was coming through when you were singing this song for me. It's just inviting everyone to bring everything that comes, right? Bring your pain, your sorrows, whatever is present, bring it along, bring it to this satsang, and just allow the medicine to help transmute that. The doubts, just bring it all along. So thank you.
And I have a lot of happy sing-along songs too. And I have favorite love is my medicine always.
Exactly.
Yes, music, what really carried me through, still does, but nothing like music. Just it's so powerful, such powerful medicine. So thank you again.
All right. So moving on into the meat and potatoes aspect of this wonderful satsang, and there's some beautiful practice and reading that we are sharing with you on this evening.
Yeah, so we're gonna read from one of Majaya's book. It's called First Breath, Last Breath, and feel free to, you can close your eyes and just receive the words. and then we'll guide you into a practice.
Yeah. Yeah. For this portion of the satsang, when there's readings and until we get into an actual practice, it's a time to just give yourself time to relax into the space that you are, unless you're driving. I don't know if Natalie's in a car or not. But of course, mindfulness. But if you've got the time to allow yourself to feel any tension in your body, kind of just settle into your space and be a space to receive the words. If you like to do that with your eyes closed, it's a safe space. If you like to keep watching, that's also beautiful, whatever works for you.
Beautiful. The breath and the mother. Your breath is your soul. In the great spiritual teachings of the world, the mystic has always held the heart of religion. It is the mystic who believes that the moment is deep in wisdom and truth, and we can always be in the moment. When you forget this, or when you doubt yourself, the breath is the tool that will bring you back to awareness. So the first foundational practice that we're going to cover today is the breath. We can distinguish two kinds of life force. First, conscious breathing transforms plain air into prana. You can direct and focus prana. They are breath to bring you energy and breath to calm you down. They are breath for the morning and breath for the night. They are breath to open your heart or quiet your mind, and they are breath to help you fight addiction or procrastination, and they are even breath to help you lose weight. The breath can also awaken Kundalini, which is another kind of life force, the feminine force of the universe rising within you. Once awakened, Mother Kundalini transforms your life, doing whatever she must to bring every part of you, body, mind, and spirit, into alignment with the Atman, or universal consciousness, beyond all dualities. While yoga has many purposes, its highest goal is this profound alignment and awakening. These breath practices are in the lineage of Kalinatha Yoga, also known as Kalinatha Kundalini Tantric Yoga, which embraces this goal.
Kalinatha Yoga is a root yoga which can flower in many ways, both commonplace and profound, depending on the intention of the yogi. Kundalini tantric practices awaken awareness and can lead to experiences of universal energy known as Kundalini Shakti. They offer the possibility of profound transformation. The word Shakti is used frequently in this book, in these readings and these teachings, meaning the feminine principle of cosmic energy moving through the entire universe. The mother is both inside and outside, and in reality, there is no difference. The mother is the world itself. She is everything you can touch or feel or think. She is illusion, she is reality, she is beauty, she is ugliness, she is everything that has form. At birth, we are born into the mother's arms. We come into form, and we take our place within the dimension of space. We are also born into time, and indeed time is the body. Your whole life, from first breath to last breath, you have the mother with you in form of your breath. When you breathe in, the mother breathes out. When you breathe out, the mother breathes in. At death, she holds the breath for you, along with all the karma that rides on your breath. When it is time to be reborn, she breathes your own breath into you at the moment of birth.
The universe breathes with you all day. every day, not just at the moment of birth and death. Everything that has form is constantly changing. There's only one thing certain and unchanging in life, and that is the soul. The individual soul, or Jiva Atman, will eventually merge into the Atman, the universal soul. Form will merge with formless, or with what we in the West might call God the Father. The formless cannot be comprehended by our thoughts of time and space, and cannot be expressed in words. But meanwhile, lifetime after lifetime, it is the breath that allows that soul to be heard on earth. The more you listen to your breath, the more you can hear the voice of your soul. It is the breath that awakens the mother to rise within us. Why does she rise? Not to give us worldly power, although that can happen. Not to give us spiritual experiences and visions, although that happens quite often. The mother's love is there to take us through all the planes of consciousness, from lowest to highest, denying nothing. It doesn't really matter why you start to learn about the breath. When you begin to breathe with awareness, you begin to nourish yourself. You also start your journey towards samadhi, or profound awareness of God. This awareness is available to all who quiet the mind, and once you begin to know this in the heart core of your being, your life begins to change. The heart core of your being. You will hear about the heart. The spiritual heart is in the center of your chest. It is not the physical heart, and it is not the same as the heart chakra, although they are related. The spiritual heart is the seat of your soul and your true center. As your awareness deepens, you discover that the spiritual heart is the bridge between your personal self and infinity.
To make this real for yourself, we're going to take 3 slow, deep breaths together. And as we breathe in, picture the breath coming into the center of your heart, like a horizontal plane coming into your heart. Breathe in as if you had an opening in your heart. Feel the warmth as you breathe in, and then breathe out and allow yourself to open. Breathing in again into your heart, and breathing out of your heart out into the universe. One more breath in, and exhale. For your practice and your future practice, it is very important to connect with your posture as a big part of this meditation. You begin by sitting straight and closing your eyes, and you don't need to sit cross-legged or put your back straight without feeling like stiff. In stillness, there's always fluidity. You can allow yourself to lift your shoulders up and bring your shoulder blades back and down your back as you do these breath practices. And you can keep your back straight to prevent you from hunching over your shoulders and cutting off the energy. If you're sitting in a chair, your feet should be flat on the ground. No matter how you sit, take a moment to feel your connection to the earth through your legs and the base of your spine. And then lift your hands and gently place them into your lap. So this sharing is really coming along with the foundation of breath. To when taking these times to breathe, just be mindful of the posture and your spine, and where your hands are gently laying in your lap, and giving yourself a moment to scan your body for any tension with shoulders and neck. And then when you begin these practices, you let your body just energetically float very subtly and barely moving. Float forward and then to center, and float left and then to center again, and to the right and then to the center again, and back and to the center again. And this allows the body's own intuition to guide you to the best posture, to your best posture. And your chin should be just slightly down. And you relax your jaw. And you feel your lips touching gently with the tongue at rest and the upper teeth. Finally, become aware of your eyes. Look inward and let the back of your eyes relax. Following these steps, your practice will become easy. Sometimes the flow of Shakti will make you want to lean forward into sleep or nod into sleep. Other times you may find like gesturing with your hands. Resist both of these impulses. Remember what the energy, you want the energy to flow straight up your spine, the Kundalini to rise up your spine. And allow your breath to lead you into the depth of silence. This is your silence. This is your depth. A teacher can lead you to it, but it is yours. These are all sacred teachings to be respected as such, but you know deep down that you deserve to learn them. You will trust yourself more and more as your heart opens more and more. Respect these teachings and use them carefully, and always keep an open heart.
Beautiful. So you can remain with your eyes closed. We're going to do a breathwork practice, a pranayama, and find yourself in a comfortable position. And as Adam just read, it's not about being rigid, right? It's about being fluid yet comfortable. So make sure that your back is straight, your shoulders open back, your chin is slightly tucked.
And a few things to notice is also any clenching in the jaw, and even in the furrow of your brows. You can scan these little parts of the body that don't really get paid attention to very often. And even your ears, like, is there a holding? Is there a tension? And there's an opportunity through this practice to really go into a space of deep and profound relaxation and healing. The adrenals, the mind, spaces that do not get practiced very often. This is a very important foundation. So the more that you can let yourself really be in this moment now, and just allow whatever thoughts are to just be thoughts. Don't try to observe them. Don't try to label anything. Don't try to, describe, and don't, get ahead of ourselves. Just listen and find this deep presence within yourself. This is for you. It's a gift. And this will carry you throughout your entire week, if not longer. And then you'll have this practice, this memory of this moment now, of this breath practice that we're about to share with you. Once it's seen, it cannot be unseen. So the body already knows how to come back to center in these places, in this foundation.
Yes, and also bringing that conscious awareness to your breath. Just notice as much as you can when you're breathing. Just feel your lungs, just feel that your lungs expand and feel yourself with that prana. And so throughout the satsangs that are coming in the future, we will continue practicing the breath so that we can develop the muscle for that conscious practice. So we're going to breathe now. This is called the Mother's Heart Cave. We're going to visit the Mother's Heart Cave through breath. So sit quietly and just focused on your heart. Bring your attention to your heart center, your spiritual heart. And for this breathing practice, we're going to breathe to the count of 7. Hold to the count of 7. Then breathe out to the count of 7. And then hold for the count of 7 again. And then we breathe in to the count of 7. And we're going to do it together 7 times. Now, again, this is not about being rigid. So breathe comfortably. If you feel like you're forcing anything, just simply go along with what your body's asking you. Just try to be soft, try to be gentle in your breathing. Yet go through the process, and I'll guide the first few, and then you can follow on your own for the rest of them. And just notice, this will be a really beautiful practice to come into. All right, so just allow yourself to just take just one regular breath in and out, just to get ready. And breathe out. And now breathe in to the count of 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Breathe in to the count of 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold for 7, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now continue on your own. Breathe in for 7. Hold. Um, hold. Hold.
Inhale.
Inhale. Two more. Last one. And then let your breath become normal. And be still and keep the focus deep in your heart chakra. You have entered the cave of the heart, which is the seat of your soul. Feel the mother who dwells there in her heart cave, in the center of your heart.
And just let your breath be gentle here as you just keep allowing it to breathe on its own without any effort. And allow yourself to, in your mind's eye and your intention, just lean further deeply into yourself, into the cave of your heart, almost allowing yourself to go further into your heart space, into your sacred cave of meditation that is yours and only yours. Perhaps you've never been here before, and allow it to be like a giant hug that you're giving yourself as you lean further into yourself. The divine self, the unstoried self, the self of space, the self of infinite possibility, feeling as if you're holding yourself as a baby. Everything you need is right here, right now in this space. You need not do anything. You may even find that there's a space where you don't even know that you're breathing or not breathing. There's that space of pure stillness. That space of no temperature, no gravity, no up, no down. Space of is.
Just allow yourself to be with that silence. The silence of your own heart space, your sacred heart center. See if you can feel the mother there. You can come to this place anytime. Do the 7-count breathing can bring you right to this sacred heart cave center.
Place of recharging, of restoration, of clearing. And as you feel this space and allow it to be present for you, it's now a place that you can visit anytime. And begin to become present to your inhale and your exhale now. The temperature of the inhale and the temperature of the warmth of the exhale. And becoming aware of the surface where you're sitting. The temperature of the room on your skin. Of your heart, if you can feel your heartbeat, or if not, just the center of the space where the heart is, becoming aware of that space. Becoming aware of your throat chakra, your third eye, place between your eyebrows. Aware of the top of your head. Aware of your solar plexus, your belly, the warmth within you, place of personal power. Aware of your creative sacral chakra and all of the life force that is contained there to share with the world as your own divine infinite expression of life. And the grounding of the root. Becoming aware of the back of your eyelids and your ears as you hear. And any scent that's in the air around you. Become aware of how your hair feels or your beard. Become aware of your hands and your feet. Wiggling your toes and your fingers just ever so slightly. Below toes and fingers. Coming back into the room. Back into the space. And giving thanks for this beautiful part of you. Thank you. And as you're ready, you can open your eyes and come back into the space. Take a deep breath in together. Inhale through our nose. And a gentle sigh out of our mouth. Ah. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
Welcome back. Mhm. And